bomb fist thing, but is what I do actually practicing it, or am I just being bullshit? And reading that article, I'm like, okay, cool. Still on the cool list. That's awesome.
Sick.
I didn't know dudes were just always grabbing their dicks. I just thought those were the assholes. But apparently, you poor ladies just get to say, hey, baby, Ben! And fucking just horrible cliches that I'm just like, what? That shit don't... Come on. It's like the race card. I'm not black, so I don't see or hear or feel the shit that that culture does. Like, so N-word don't mean nothing to me. Why does it mean something to you? Because you don't know. You don't live in that culture. Fucking moron.
I think the thing that bothers me the most is like when you're walking, like when I'm walking with you.
I hate walking, it sucks.
Well, when I'm walking
Segways for all.
with you,
Yeah.
and I still, like, I get stared down by a guy.
I like to make uncomfortable eye contact with those people until they look at me.
I went to the store with Minnie today, and this
They
guy...
make kind of a weird face, like they're partial stroke while they look
I went
at
to the store with Minnie today, and there
Both
was this
getting
guy
double
behind
teamed.
us in the line, and
Yeah.
he started staring at me, and like,
Okay.
and he smiled, and I did this, like, I did the
Don't.
Jim Marbles thing.
And he liked it. Like, is that an
He
invitation?
looks at me and he goes, and Minnie turns around. And
I don't know,
we're standing there
dude.
like that.
I think that's
And he
a
just
quick
walked
way to,
off.
like, a quote-unquote... This is the South, more or less.
The Jenna
That's a
Marbles
quick way
face
to...
works.
I don't know. That's a quick way to, like, justifiable rape, where she was like, she offended me. She mocked my manhood, so I had to kill her. So I raped and killed her.
You
And they're like...
I offend you, so you want to try and rape me so I can murder you?
You'd be amazed
Way
how
to go.
sensitive the penis is to every man ever. Like, anything would offend it. You know, South Park did it. Everybody does it. It's such an easy joke. Why is the white angry man
I
so
don't
angry?
understand if I offended you.
Small dick.
Why you wouldn't just leave me alone? Why you would want to further aggravate
the
me
thing.
so
I
I
don't
can
know.
murder you?
It's a societal thing.
I'm a
Women are
fucking
supposed to
bubble
be
baby.
nice. So when someone
fuck
comes up
that.
to you...
You're the prize, man. That's
Fuck
It's
that.
true,
Why
it's
do
true.
I have to be nice?
That's the thing, is you shouldn't have to be. You obviously shouldn't be if you don't want to, because, you know, fuck those guys. You don't want to be
I'm a
anything
fairly
anymore.
nice person until I get really aggravated, and then fuck you. That's not fair that males don't have to be nice all the time and nobody looks at it, but if a woman's a bitch, then fuck you,
So you
bitch.
already categorized it right
not
then.
fair.
You didn't
It's
say
not
that she was
fair.
mean, she's a bitch. You
Well,
said
if she's
that a
mean,
bitch.
if she's mean, she's automatically a bitch.
Well, if it fits, I think
And
if it
it's
fits
not
the
fair.
category of the song. I mean, that detail.
If you get mean and rude and I call you a cunt, you get really
Whoa.
offended.
Well, that's like the bad. Still
Or I
not
call
as
you a bitch, you get offended. But if a female gets...
But that brings along the
It's not
stronger
fair.
point that I adore is like men not understanding because they can. It's not your culture. Both I wasn't born female and I don't feel female. I'm not female anyway. Right? And I'm a white dude, more or less. I'm sort of Hispanic, but that's beside the point. It's why white dudes don't get, like,
You're a Muslim.
why the N-word offends people, or why calling someone a radical Muslim
How do you
gets
not
people offended.
How do you not understand?
Well, 'cause
why
it's
that's
not
It
a-
doesn't
offensive?
apply to them, so they feel like no one else should feel offended either.
It's alien. It's
But
completely removed from anything
But
we've ever
people
learned.
white people that... I went to school with this one kid who got called a cracker. He got so
That's what I was gonna
offended,
say.
he wanted to kill himself.
That was the other side of the
But he
coin.
would have called
Say
every
that.
black person the N-word. How did that... You get called a cracker, how do you
That's
not
the
understand
fun
what
thing,
it makes
though.
you feel?
The Louis C.K. joke does it nicely, but I'm saying, fine, you know, I can say cunt or whatever, and it's awful for you. It hurts. Those are harsh
Yeah, if you're
words
being-
for the
if you're
woman.
meaning to her.
Yeah, and the N-word and stuff.
Reducing it to your two-
But as a white male, more or less, you don't have a slur for me. There's no white guy slur that hurts the white man at his core. If you do, what is it? Because I've never
Unless
fucking
you're
heard it.
Unless you're homophobic and I call you a cocksucker, that's about it.
But that's not based on my
Yeah, that's
whiteness
based on
or my
his whiteness.
Well, I
maleness.
know what I'm saying.
That's
yeah,
questioning
that's the
myself.
only
It's called white
race
privilege.
that is just...
Lucky, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's for the political show that I want to birth one day in 2013. A lot of shit popping on 2013.
Eesh.
Yeah, after birth. The
Oh,
political
God,
show.
you didn't chew it up?
I gotta talk to peoples about that, and if anybody's interested. No, you're not gonna be on it, stupid people. I'm saying if anybody wants to hear, I would like to hear more on that. Because we can have cogent discussions about all that cool shit with a hint of awesomeness. This is all awesomeness. Right now, this is all awesomeness. That was a hint of, like, true discussions of greatness.
Yeah, we're not all the time just nerdy assholes. Sometimes we're politically nerdy.
That's what, we gotta save that for another show so we can get all the hate mail directed the right place.
Oh, okay.
Fucking, I can't call him anything, like, angry white man, what do you say? I got nothing that would offend. Enough. Like, once I made a Polak joke and someone actually got the whiff of offense. I'm like, oh, fuck you, dude. Really? A Polak joke got you? Are you even Polish? And he wasn't. I was like, you fucking You're
Do you know what
kitten
the-
marbles.
We didn't know that.
You're just old and stupid.
Fucking dick.
Well, it's just funny though. It's like that's the one thing, sort of. Not really. It's like, half of them were written by. Hey.
Yeah, no.
Dames be crazy. Look up that article. Just go to Jezebel.com and read some shit. Get informed, motherfucker. It's fun. You'll be alright. What the fuck? Oh, taking care of animals.
Okay, so we have to sidestep all the political discussions, which means that I can't follow the obvious conclusion of, oh, I read this other article on Jezebel, or just click the title Rape Rape if you want to be, you know,
Rapey rape.
till you shit fired.
Well, I don't know. The audience has not spoken up to be counted. Yeah, stood up to be counted. There you go. Like some of them have, but
I don't think we're very consistent as far as...
no, it's nonsense. I love it though. That's the fun. Well, what fuck consistency? What good is that? You don't know what you're gonna hear.
Because you're a regular demographic, though.
I think it's we're growing slowly. We're growing slowly. I mean, there's always a few things that are guaranteed, like cum jokes and like Star Wars. Or Star Trek recently, so, you know, Star Trek. Nerd shit, comics, those always come up. I mean, that's the basis, that's the skeleton. If it affects modern society in a fun way, like, you know, Jessica Rabbit brings up the issue of tits, and then we go on this misogyny or what have you. But it's all still around that delicious skeleton of The Hobbit. For example.
Sure.
Speaking of The Hobbit.
There's one woman in the whole film, yeah.
Oh, shit. That's right, I didn't even...
Yeah,
I had been a minute and I'm like, wait.
Throw that out there. There's one woman.
Oh, yeah.
They mentioned what's-her-face Sackville Baggins, but we all know that she's a dried-up, crusty old cow anyway.
Oh, the Sackville Bagginses.
They're horrible people. Well,
so, yeah. Laura saw The Hobbit last night on this end of the world, which would mean, what, Thursday night on the...
At midnight on 1.
Midnight on the 14th. Okay, yeah, I get my numbers right.
Yeah, in fact, your local comic store bought out a whole theater and had to...
Not my local comic store.
Oh, not yours. Well, a local comic
Motherfucker.
store.
We don't have
We support the hero's realm, and maybe
closed.
there'll be a sport. You are dumb. They are not closed.
Oh, wait,
place here in town?
Ain't no place in town. You don't know what this town is either.
There's one in,
This fucking place, no. Hero's realm.
Oh,
Off of West New Circle.
Yeah.
That's what the place downtown was called, too. That's why I got...
Oh, that was like A plus E. Oh, fuck that place. That
That's
guy's
why I
a
got
dingus.
confused, so...
Well, you're like, no, it's wrong.
No,
The place you
here
just
in town-
bought too many comics from and ruined her life with is closed. Like, what? That's like some Twilight Zone shit. Now you're going to have me thinking I'm living in...
I'm sorry.
It's okay, the tachyon particles are disrupted. I'm like, no, they can't be closed. They didn't look sick. This is bullshit.
Get better.
This is...
I didn't know.
Oh, yeah, I gotta... No, I don't. Fuck it.
There you go. Okay, good.
Yeah. So, fucking dumbass comic shop
Yeah, so
was
they
doing the
rented a whole
midnight
theater.
showing and stuff. Yeah.
And
They did that
sold
for the Dark
tickets
Knight.
at their comic store, so it was kind of a good idea, but also a bad fucking idea. Because I had to drive across town to get tickets to rent out their theater. So
Could have gone to a better theater too. I mean, what was it? What was the theater? Regal?
It was over at Regal. They didn't fill the theater. There were still plenty of available butt areas.
Probably. It's
But,
fucking.
you know,
It's fucking that store.
We got there pretty early, so it worked out all right.
Like you should. Like you should for a film like The Hobbit.
Well, I mean, I expected honestly a great deal of bullshittery, but it was pretty easy to
At the
explain.
Regal, it wasn't that bumping because that's weird. Regal's the big one, sort of in.
Regal had their
Lexington.
own 2 other theaters that they were selling.
Oh, for the normal people,
This
right?
was a separate theater.
No one
entirely.
fucking gave up.
So they had two screenings of their own, and then the one that the comic store had bought out.
Interesting. I think I know who is doing the kickbacks for that too. I went to college with him.
Yeah, probably.
He still buys fucking toys, sort of around me. He's a weird fuck.
It was kind of neat though, as people came into the theater. The couple of the guys that worked.
I was gonna say, any
in the
costumes?
store, no, there weren't. I didn't see any. But
Fuck
the
we
guys
doing?
who worked at the comic store came in, and as they were walking up to find seats, they would see a customer in the aisle. They were like, "Hey, by the way, we got that issue in you asked for."
Probably it's fucking Wednesday, but never mind.
Well, I mean, no, they were telling their customers in the
Right.
aisle, "Oh, hey, I remember you. We've got that thing coming in. Oh, hey."
Their customer
where's
service
that
was
for?"
poor to me, and therefore,
Well, all right.
suck it.
It was still
Not
still
Jonah
interesting
Hill.
to see that out of context of the regular welcome
Yeah,
to
it's
my
hard to
register,
find-
fork over your cash.
I'm not a man of nations. I never get comfortable with one. I'd love to have a Cheers version of a comic shop, but
that'd
it just
be
never
great.
fucking happens.
Yeah.
It's always some asshole's gotta fucking ruin it because he fucking loves Suicide Squad. Well, you know what? Fucking Suicide Squad sucks. And fuck Avengers Arena too while I'm at it. Fuck it, that's dumb.
Haven't read either of them.
Dumb. Don't. Avengers Arena is, what if we had taken, fucking, what's that? Battle Royale and apply it to young Marvel Comics, the Avengers people.
Sorry, I was
X-23
I
and
shot my own brain and stuff.
yeah. And it makes no bones about it either. Like, it's not like, hey, wait a minute, that's like Battle Royale. It's the same fucking font. And the same general idea. It's a plot by Arcade, the nefarious villain Arcade, who I adore for his kitschy value, but I'm not reading that. Those are two annoying tastes I don't want. I don't like young superheroes by and large. Yeah. Very rarely am I like, yeah, they're teenagers.
Teenagers, hooray!
I hate teenagers as a rule. So when even if they're special powered, I don't give a fuck. That's why I can't get into Harry Potter. It's like, fuck you, idiots. Psh. Boo! We're going to a dance. Fuck you. Go to this dance, motherfucker. Bad magic.
That whole series is about a bunch of stupid shit. Mostly this kid is, the fucking messiah of their world, and they continually ignore him when he says things that make sense, like, hey, listen, you know how you said Satan would play my every step? He's doing it. And they're like, oh, you don't know anything. You're like, what? You just told... Okay, whatever, fine, just let it die. I don't care.
Something about a snake and a rock and
yeah, but...
Ray Fiennes keeps getting rid of it.
I'm a fan, but a lot of the time they just ignore plausible evidence of, look, I dragged this dead body before you. It tried to kill me in the night. They're like, you don't know anything. You probably tripped on a roof.
Quiet, boy! But they're all like whatever.
Yeah,
so The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Your review. There have been people that have called it. It's a lot like Phantom Menace. Some have said.
Yeah, don't read the Jezebel reviews since we plugged them earlier. Somebody on Jezebel didn't like The Hobbit. Not
I've heard a lot of hate for Radagast. How could you hate on Radagast? I thought Radagast was like always.
They did take some elements from the book and like put it into a blender and pour it into a deliciously smooth chicken nugget shaped movie rather than The book itself has your attention. You can't do anything, you can't skip scenes, you can't fast forward out of shit. It's got your attention, there's nothing you can do. But in this movie, they need to make it palatable, presentable, not only to the target audience.
Are you saying Tolkien would go at length about shit that sometimes didn't really
have no, it? Who would say that?
He's a little long-winded about the origin of that fucking rock.
Who would say that? No one would say that.
I've read the whole book. It's called The Silmarillion. It's a cool-ass book, but you gotta give a shit. You gotta put work into it as the reader to be like, okay, I want to know about this badass shit.
That's a good spring off because the movie is effortless. You just sit, you watch, it's good. Stop pretending that it's Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
It's a different audience set entirely. It's a different story. It's told. It's more lighthearted. Despite the massive amount of fighting, there's not a massive amount of gore.
Right.
They do the trolls, which are good. Dwarves are more humorous than you're going to expect because, fuck you, it's a kid's book.
Dwarves are more humorous. They're sexier in parts. I've seen. They're not all fucking Gimli.
Well,
which made me happy, actually. I was glad that they looked like people.
But then again, they did include some of the more cartoony aspects. You've got Bomber, the giant guy with a big fucking plated O for a beard.
Yeah, fat fuck. And then the one with the goofy Wolverine hair.
That's Biffa.
Okay. Oh, see, I didn't remember him.
Okay, funny goof. Wait a minute. There's one guy with like some crazy amount of.
There's some Seussical shit, is what I'm talking about. It's like sproing gel and shit. With his waxed mustache.
Okay, so let's go through the dwarves really quick.
Oh dear God.
Dory has. You can tell that he's fucking anal retentive. He's got everything is very pristine. His hair is gray. It's all very closely kept and braided and shit. He's a foodie.
Oh no.
You want to punch him as soon as it happens.
Yes, I do.
Nori looks like he watched too much Yu-Gi-Oh! He's got like this big Triforce kind of.
Okay, that's who I'm going on about, yeah, okay.
Ori has the unfortunate haircut, and he's a big fan of knitwear. Like everything he's got is like badly knitted, and he's wearing like a
man, they got small little fingers.
He's a Dwarven Cosby sweater at some fucking point. But he's got the worst haircut.
Again, it's Middle Earth. I don't even know how they cut hair.
You've got Gimli, the ginger dad of, or glowing Gimli dad.
I was going to say, he's glowing.
Owen is, he's got twirly mustaches that make an O. That's how I remembered him. Bofer has a furry ear flap hat. Biffer has an axe head in his skull.
Yeah, dude has a fucking piece of war metal in his skull.
So that's pretty
That's
awesome.
metal. I'm sorry, that's fucking tight.
That's Biffer, Bofer, Bomber's the big
It's Keely and Philly are the two sexy fucking twink dwarves.
Keely is more likely to shoot you with an arrow. It's like, Keely will kill you, and then Philly is all blonde and fluffy and big blue eyes, and you're like, oh, precious babies. And then Thorin Oakenshield is just brood. You just hear it all the time. It's like a subtitle.